Joining us, New York Times opinion columnist David French, Hofstra University law professor James Sample, and policy editor at The Bulwark and host of the Mona Charen Show. Mona Charen. David, I bet you were scratching your head at the beginning there, wondering why we were starting with Obama winning. But we did bring it full circle. And I think it's important to, frankly, I didn't even remember this. That is when Donald Trump started to deny reality on Twitter, deny an election on Twitter. And we are living in that denial of reality. We've been living with it ever since.
Well, Katie, at first I was like, what are you doing to me? Because I remember being in Boston at the, quote, victory party, watching all of that unfold in front of me in, I'm not going to say total despair, but a lot of despair. But now I see what you're doing. And you're right to highlight this, because what this shows is there is a consistent through line for Donald Trump. And look, he exerts maximum effort when he feels like he personally has been robbed. But obviously, when he feels like his political allies have been robbed, the only legitimate election to him is one that in which he wins, or one that he wins. And so we're about to march into a critical midterm election period where we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this man, the president of the United States, the person who is in charge of the Justice Department, who has stripped the Justice Department of many of the voices that will say no to him, is now concocting many of the same fever dreams about this election. We would be foolish not to take it seriously.
Yeah, so Mona, when you look back and you see how long Donald Trump's been doing it, I mean, he's successfully won the presidency twice now. Should Republicans have taken it more seriously? Should they take it more seriously now? Or can they justify themselves, or are they justifying themselves and allowing it to happen because he did win twice and he did remake the party, reinvigorate the party, if you will?
Well, guessing what Republicans are going to do, or imagining that Republicans are going to be serious about the threat to democracy, is probably a bridge too far at this point. But so look, we do have things to worry about in terms of this president attempting to subvert elections. So we saw the way he is attempting to use the intelligence agencies to root out supposed fraud from 2020. That was one of Tulsi Gabbard's last official acts, was going down to Georgia, I think, to supposedly examine ballots, which is bonkers, but that is the level that we are at. He has now tasked Bill Pulte with doing similar things. So we should never underestimate what they will attempt. On the other hand, one of the strengths of the democratic country is our federal system, and the fact that our elections are local and are held, across a huge swath of the country. And so it is hard to steal elections in this society and with our traditions. But we have to be hyper vigilant about what they will do. And further, more even than them attempting to interfere, and I would expect they're going to try to deploy ICE or various other things to disrupt voting itself. But even more threatening, I think, looking down the road, is what they might do in the aftermath of an election. We could see Mike Johnson saying, I refuse to seat the following people who have been elected, for example. Those are the kinds of things looking ahead that I think are more dangerous even than the attempts to thwart voting.